Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. My name is Nick Park and I'm taking us through a series of messages on the great prayers of the Old Testament, or you could say the great prayers of the Old Testament, the people who prayed those great prayers. And as we look at this prayer journey that God took his people throughout the Old Covenant, and as they grew deeper in intimacy with God, I'm praying that the same thing will happen with us, that God will take us on a journey into deeper intimacy with him. And there's a number of great prayers in Exodus, particularly around about chapters 32, 33. And one of those is when Moses asked God to show him his glory. And Moses' prayer is very, very short. It's quite simply, verse 18, Exodus 33, then Moses said, now show me your glory. And God, the Lord said, I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, in your presence, and I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. But, he said, you cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live. And then the Lord said, there is a place near me where you may stand on a rock. And when my glory passes by, I will put you in a cleft in the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed by. And then I will remove my hand and you will see my back, but my face must not be seen. And in this event, immortalized in an old hymn that says, he hideth my soul in the cleft of a rock and covers me there with his hand. And in that occasion, what God did was he understood and immediately responded to the cry from Moses' heart, not necessarily to the words. Because if God, strictly speaking, had just responded to the words that Moses prayed when he said, Lord, show me your glory, then God could have showed his face to Moses and Moses would have been struck dead, because the glory of God would cause it's seen in all its fullness, would cause any sinful man to just drop dead at his feet. However, God saw the heart of Moses. Moses was already experiencing something of the glory of God. We already know that Moses would meet with God. He had a tent that he would meet with God. It was called the tent of meeting. Now, this was not the tabernacle. The tabernacle had not yet been constructed, but there was a tent at the edge of the camp that Moses set up called the tent of meeting, and Moses would go into that. It was like a prayer chamber, if you like, where Moses would go in and meet with God, and when he came out, his face would shine with the glory of God. And he wants more. You know, he's already experiencing some of the glory of God, but he wants more, and that's why it's a great prayer to pray. Don't be satisfied with your experience of God. Don't be satisfied with what you've seen of God so far or experienced of him in prayer, but know that God has more for you and you can press in deeper. And so that's why Moses says, Lord, show me your glory. I want more of your glory than I've experienced. And God shows him some of his glory. He takes him deeper, but there's still yet more for him to experience in the future. We need to understand that there is that we will never see the fullness of the glory of God until we stand in his presence in eternity, set free from the constraints of mortality. Nevertheless, God can still take us deeper. And it doesn't matter how long you've been a Christian. It doesn't matter how much you feel you know God. You can still pray Moses' prayer and say, Lord, show me your glory. You know, the Apostle John, who knew Jesus so well, we find at the beginning of the book of Revelation, he sees Jesus like he's never seen him before, in a new measure of his glory. And he says, I fell at his feet as if I were dead. God can always show you more of his glory than you have experienced so far. And so we should not be afraid and we should not be ashamed to pray the prayer that Moses prayed that day. Lord, show me your glory. I long to see more of the glory of God. I pray that you too will seek God and say, Lord, show me your glory. Join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.